Okay, y'all. So let me ask y'all this. We done talked about like the weird aesthetic, and we're gonna come back to it because it's gonna keep coming up, right? But can we talk about the truth for real, like the hard truth? That friendships are work. Having friends is work. It's work. It is so much work. What do y'all think of that? Do y'all agree with that synopsis?
It is. It's you got to put in.
I don't like it.
I think all relationships are work. Friendships, intimate family relationships, work relationships. Like, life is gonna life. My Leo daddy, baby, that tough cookie would always say nothing worth having comes easy. And as I got older, I realized that, like, if that friendship is really something that you value, or if it's a true friendship, meaning it's meant to be, it can weather any storm, that's who's supposed to be in your life. And I'm not saying lay down like a dog and take the disrespect, but what I am saying is you have to put in the work for what you want. This ain't no Kim Kardashian. It just ain't gonna happen overnight. Wait, maybe I shouldn't have said the Kim Kardashian. But anyway, you get the point. You have to realize the good that you bring to the table and the bad that you bring to the table. Everybody has a toxic trait. Everybody knows
I'm perfect.
Oh my.
I ain't doing this with you today. I love you. Everybody has a toxic trait. Everybody knows what they bring to the table. And so my thing is, like, you're human. You're not perfect. Accept what happened. Learn from it and move on.
Like you said, the relationships, that's any relationships. Like, you got to put in what you expect to get out of it. And it is what it is.
Yeah. What you think, Z?
Yeah, friendships are hard work. And I think that's why I'm so quick to cut people off. I only want to do the work sometimes.
Sure. I will say, though, we talk about relationships in that way, but there still should be a flow, though. It should not be where there's drama all the time. And, you know, it's like you're bringing up different stuff, or it's certain things that just should not happen, though. I feel like in those relationships that you say are very important, you all can agree to disagree on things, and you may be learning y'all kind of in the ebb and flow of it, but it's some stuff that it should be a no-no. It shouldn't be that hard. It takes work, but it shouldn't be that hard every time we gotta no. Mm-mm.
I think one thing though is, like, I used to think that anytime I had like an argument or something with somebody, my relationship was like toxic because of what I heard on like the internet. Like, you know, they'd be like, well, if this happens, or maybe if they do this or whatever, like, it's automatically. And I was like, when they say, okay, like, you're ready for healthy relationships, the way I used to think about it was like it was gonna be perfect 24/7. And I had to realize that even in a healthy relationship, you're still gonna have days where it's like y'all getting arguments. Like, you know, stuff's gonna happen. And I used to think that if anything happened, like, oh dang, so it's another one of them toxic ones, and got rid of it and looked back at it and was like, hold up, we just had an argument. At that point, the damage was done. So I was like, there's a balance, because I am like, it's not gonna be perfect all the time, but there is still some stuff that it's like, if it's done, you have to know what stuff is like,
you gotta know the red flags,
right? Basically. And some stuff that's just like, nah, y'all can get over this. It's a bump in y'all little
right.
Yeah, it's like those
boundaries. Part of the journey.
Yeah, it's those boundaries within yourself. And honestly, you have to know those boundaries for the other people, but you also have to know your boundaries for yourself. Meaning, what are you going to accept and what are you not going to accept? How is that going to make you feel?
Yeah, I think it also depends on like where y'all are at in life. Like when you're in high school, middle school, elementary school, to be somebody's friend, like it really is just like keep my secrets type thing, or, you know, come to the mall with me, or, you know, that send me songs or write me notes in class and we'll talk about the cute guy or whatever. And then when you become an adult, and I really had to learn this, it becomes, okay, girl, we ain't gonna link up this week, maybe because we got XYZ going on. I'm gonna text you once a week and we're gonna make sure you're still alive, or it's gonna be here's a GIF, or here's a tweet or something that reminded me of you. Like it doesn't become less work, it becomes more of a balancing act, because at that point life is lifing, as Jalen said, and it's like you got to balance that. But that doesn't mean like, oh, the people in your life don't care about you anymore, like, oh, you went off to college and you acting different, or oh, you this and that and that, you acting different. Like, no, baby, I'm doing this thing called living. Unless you're about to contribute to all of these bills, you gotta grow up, because that's when it becomes emotionally taxing. Like if ever I got a homegirl who calls me and I'm sighing when she calls, we're gonna at some point have to come to the red table and not be friends no more. Hey. I don't want to kick it. Like I can't. That is irritating, y'all. Like it really is. And I feel like people forget that your friendships are supposed to be beneficial. And I'm not saying you buying me things and giving me things. I'm saying I'm supposed to feel just as safe and okay to be a human being in this space as I am if I was hanging out by myself. Like, and that's really all it is.
And that's that mutual benefit, though. When you said benefit, it is a mutual benefit. Like you said, I allow you to be a human. I allow you to have your space. I don't think all of a sudden whatever you do, it's something against me. Why can't it be you loving me and you like, hey girl, I just don't feel like talking right now? Or if I don't talk to you, I don't hold that against you and say, oh, you're ignoring me, or some kind of way it's an attack against me. Why can't it really be that you just needed a moment? And that's okay. And if we cool like that, we're going to talk when we need to.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about my relationship with Jalen is Jalen calls me a lot, y'all. However, I don't answer the phone. Probably a good, y'all, it sounds so bad, but they know in this space, and listeners, I have so many people in my family and in my life and in my house that when I don't have to deal with people, I just don't. So Jalen calls me, and there are times where I like, you know what? I got just enough energy to have this phone conversation. Then there are times where I'm like, hey, text me, can't talk. Then there are times where Jalen's not going to hear from me until next week. But I love that she continues to call, and I love that she knows that if I'm not answering, it's probably because Nisa just need a moment. Like, she don't take no offense to it, because we have to figure that out. Because at first it was like, are you mad at me? No, baby. It ain't you. It's
you're not peopling good right now.
I'm not.
You know, I respect that, because that's what makes me the old soul. I hate texting. And so people, so I'll call, I hate texting. That's why I don't like Twitter, because I don't like tweeting, because I feel like it takes too much energy to try to spell and then type it out. And it's just not really my forte. And I really don't be caring what's on other people's minds. I'm just like, I don't care. That's how you know if you part of my tribe, because I'm just going to pick up the phone and call you. And like Nisa said, we had to get to that point in our relationship. It took me a long time, and it took me the boundary within myself to realize that if somebody doesn't answer the phone, that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like you. They might be going through life. It might really be bothering them. And it took me having to go through life for me to realize, like, it's just some days where you just be so overwhelmed that you just need a minute. As an introvert, I love lockdown. Yeah, I hope we go back, honestly.
Baby, I had a ball, okay? I published the book, okay? That's how much I loved it.
When people were like, oh, this feels so whatever, I'm like,
my daddy hated it. But my daddy is an extrovert, but he also learned, it teaches you to tap into yourself and learn about yourself. For me, it helped me build that relationship with God. It helped me to become more close to him and work on our relationship. And so I say all of that to say, like, if it's your true friend, they'll understand that. If we talk maybe like 3 times a month, or if we talk every other week, you still my dog.
Oh, yeah. Unless you're trying to help me figure out how to seduce and scheme and get some green, but baby, I will talk to you when I got time and funds, okay?
And get some green. I done heard it all.
But you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it go.
And
yes, baby. Since we're talking about relationships being work, sometimes our sisters end up in relationships with their misters, right? And sometimes they be with their misters and they misters don't be acting right. They be acting like Mr. off The Color Purple. And sometimes our sisters will give them, I know, right? Just crusty, dusty, and broke. Sometimes our sisters will give them chance after chance after chance, but then if you make a mistake, they show you to the door. And so I think it's important that we have a conversation about extending grace to your sisters, because y'all mistreat them pretty bad, but then y'all let these men get y'all season tickets to Playtown, and I don't like that.
Well, we talked about this in the last episode, how you get mad at the girl quicker than you get mad at the man.
But now we're talking about, like, this your girl for real. Like, I've seen relationships between homegirls fall apart because maybe a homegirl asks for advice and she'll be like, well, girl, I think you need to leave him. Why would you say that? He's the air I breathe. And it's like, get an oxygen tank.
You don't have to really cut them off so quick. You can just let them know they disrespected you. Like, that ain't cool. That's really how you know if they're your friend or not. Because once you tell them that they disrespected you, if they can accept it and say, you know, I'm sorry and I genuinely don't want to hurt you, and then they move forward and they actually try genuinely not to hurt you, there's a difference. But if they don't, then bump grace. It ain't nothing to cut that off.
Snip, snip, bro. Snip, snip, bro. I don't know what they're doing. Miss Humphrey, sorry. What happened?
No, we had a few situations that was pretty similar to what we're talking about.
And I said it's to the grave.
But yeah,
all of what y'all said. Yes. No.
I think they hold the girls to a higher standard. I don't know. They expect more from them, which is weird than your boyfriend. It's like literally not embedded. What's the word? Embedded?
Yeah, that's the word. You got it. Go ahead, Scholar.
It's embedded in that like men are supposed to make these mistakes, and like we're supposed we're gonna have to deal with that going into a relationship. But they don't say that about your friendships. So,
and it should be the same all the way around. If someone mistreats you, it would be either if it's one of your close friends or if it's your partner. Either way, why is that not consistent? If both of them do the same thing, why is one held to a higher standard than the other?
It's actually kind of funny to me though, because I feel like guys be doing it with both. Like if they want to cut off their friend, they gonna cut them off. But it's like if a girl do them dirty, they quick to do it too. Like it's not I'm gonna let one slide.
Because men are conditioned to believe they're the prize, and women, for whatever reason, tend to think that they're the prize too. And it's like, wait a minute, because what are you giving me besides headaches? Like, what are you talking about? A part of what Zari was saying, it is like you hold women to a higher standard, and men get this grace to mess up. But it's also like for so many years, for decades, generation, women have been taught you need to find a husband. That's their thought. Like, oh, I need to hold on to this man by any means.
Or if he leaves me, it's over.
These men are homeless sexuals, meaning they ain't got no home. They sleep with you because they need somewhere to lay.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
Yes.
Because I can hear what she say. I said what I said.
And then.
So bringing this back.
You can bring it back. They still homeless sexuals. They are. It grinds my gears that you allow someone who means you no type of well at all. And the slip slide all the way live. They go all the way down the social line in your behind. But your homegirl makes one mistake and you ready to write her off? This man didn't call you for your birthday, but your best friend threw the party, but your best friend is trash because she didn't get the cake you want. You might be the problem here.
Okay, so bringing it back, we'll say check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Go ahead, sorry.
And I was adding to it because I was like, when she was saying like when women are told you have to go find a husband, like that's literally what your goal in life is. And I said, and they be telling the men like there's so many fish in the sea. I guess like the difference is like, huh? What?
Yeah,
like
that's a no.
Y'all, I saw something at a comedy show. You know how they go through the audience and they talk to the people. The comedian looked at this couple and he said, "This your woman?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "This your wife?" The man said, "No, this is my girlfriend." He looked at the woman. He said, "Watch this." He said, "Baby, how long y'all been together?" Y'all, she said 26 years.
And that's his girlfriend?
He said, "When y'all getting married?" She said, "That's up to him. I'm just happy to be here." Ew. Happy to be where? Baby?
Check yourself. Because you don't got no boundaries with yourself at this point. Check yourself.
I would be happy to be with his father at that point because at least somebody can commit around here. I'm not going to play with you.
Next.
Okay, so y'all, let me ask you a question. How do you pick who gets to be a part of your village? How do you pick as an individual who you let into your tribe?
I really think it goes down to equally yoked. They sit here and they talk about partners and you should be equally yoked. I think that goes for any relationship. I don't expect us to be the same person. In fact, I don't want us to be the same person because I can be pretty boring sometimes. I can be pretty lame. But at the end of the day, you want someone that's going to be your toughest critic and your biggest cheerleader. I want someone that's going to pray for me when I can't pray for myself. I want someone that's going to tell me like it is based off of who I am. So you're not talking at me, you're talking to me. You care about my feelings enough to still correct me when I'm wrong, but doing it in a way that respects me as a human being. That's how I choose people in my village. Like, I don't expect them to be me, share the same personality type, same zodiac sign. I don't really look into that. I look into how is this person the version of me that I want to be. I look up to people and I'm like, you inspire me to be the best version of myself based off of what you do. And you may bring something different to the table. You might bring some street sense that I don't necessarily have. You might bring some book sense that I don't necessarily have. They know something that you don't know.
Period. Okay, I like that, Jayla. That's a good one. Miss Humphrey, Zaria.
You know, when Jalen was like, she don't pick because like zodiac signs, I was like, I guess I still have to get past that part. Because sometimes I'd be like, oh, you're a Scorpio?
We love Scorpios. They love us. Zaria, Scorpios love us. Scorpios and Cancers love us. Damn.
I know.
Scorpios are liars.
Lisa. I mean, Jalen.
Yay! Go ahead, Zaria. I'm getting blamed for Jalen's mess. Go ahead.
I have to get. I had to change like the way that I used to choose people. Because I honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. The main thing I would choose is if they were funny, and that was my friend, y'all. I was like, that was it. They made me laugh one good time. But then I had to actually choose people who I feel like they show something. Like I was like, or even how they treat other people. I didn't know like that was such a big part until, you know, I started getting older. Like really being like, hold up, if you treat somebody else like trash, like
yes, that's real. Like the no shade, no tea. Like for real.
yeah.
That sounds free. Come on, drop the mic on.
I pick up on vibes. I trust energy in such a huge way. And usually,
She's right.
I'm just saying, you know, you talk about your village, it is about trust. And I think we touched on those maybe in episode 1, or it may have been the previous one too. It is about loyalty. That's big to me. And the same thing that I'm requiring, though, I'm giving the same thing. It is a mutual benefit with what you were talking about earlier, Nisa. There's also allowing each other to be authentically who we are. And I don't have to agree with everything that you do and vice versa. However, there is a level of respect and there's love there. That really is what it is. But I trust myself on a level that I can't even explain really. And if it's right, it's right. And if it's not, you can't be there. I'm not going to stay connected to a person, place, or thing that no longer serves me. It is what it is. And it could be seasons. So it could be, we cool for this amount of time. But in this moment, if something pops off or whatever the case may be, like I said, I'm still not wishing harm. I'm just like, I can't deal with you. If you manifest and show me who you are, I'm going to recognize that and I'm going to call it what it is and keep it pushing. And you can enjoy the memories of me, but that's going to be what it is. So yeah, that's how I pick my village. And you know, I'm grateful for mine. Oh my.
Y'all are silly. No, yeah,
Period.
really. Big period.
You can enjoy the memories of me.
Okay, because they're great. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like people. So when I tell people that, they do not believe me. I hate human interaction. I despise it. Like to the fullest, I cannot take it. And so I don't think I pick my village, honestly. Like I feel like they end up picking me. Whoever just is authentically who they're supposed to be and supposed to be in my life, they end up sticking around. I'm a tough person to be friends with. Y'all heard it last episode. I require a lot, okay? It just is what it is. I'm very high maintenance. When I do require attention or whatever, I require a dosage of it, okay? But I don't have patience enough for certain stuff. So the people who are in my village are people who are able to be self-sufficient. It's not always a crisis I gotta save you from, and it's not always how bad life, baby, we know life sucks. We live in it, okay? Next, what you about to do about it? It's people who are okay with being held accountable and for holding me accountable. It's people who are okay with being able to stand on their own too when they need to. Like my village, they really are some fire. And I'm talking about the women specifically. I love my homeboys too. Shout out to y'all. But like the women in my life who are allowed to be in my life, they are some fire individuals. I'm talking about too dope to be touched type women. Like these are women who they stand strong on like their belief systems, whether they know where they are or where they want to go. They've got something that makes them just so wonderful. And they're an inspiration. Like I can't think of who said it, but they said if you look around and you're not inspired by the people in your circle, you need a new circle. I love my circle, baby. We the shapiest shape that there is. Like, and like for real, it really is. Like I look around and there's not a single one that is not got their hands on something. And it's like, oh, you need that? Yep, I know somebody who do that. Oh, yep, sure do. And it's not for me to be like, oh yeah, I know this person. Here's a skill, here's a talent you needed, friend. There you go. Friend, did you hear about? Oh, okay. Yeah, my friends, they find me. My village is ordained. Because if you're not fitting in, eventually you're going to go and get kicked out. No hard feelings. No hard feelings at all.
No hard feelings.
That's me too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad trait. But I was like, all the friends that I have made, I've never reached out to them. It's like first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that makes sense.
Like, they gravitate.
Like she said, they come to her. Like I was like, that's kind of for me. I feel like I feel like they got my number or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. One of my god sisters, we're friends today because she came up to me after class. And she's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm headed to the cafeteria. I'm going with you. And I literally looked at her and said, please please don't follow me and don't talk to me anymore. And I walked away and she came anyway. Now I'm her kid's auntie.
See, see. Oh my goodness, Diesel.
Oh, never mind.
You know, those relationships that come organically, those be the relationships that hit spot on. Like you're like, oh yeah. Oh, we got something in common. Okay. And then you start to notice a trend and you like, oh, that's my dog for real. Like, okay, I like hanging out with that person. But then those ones that it's like forced,
it's awkward.
Yeah.
And the thing about too, I would say even my village, it's like we ride for each other. That's a whole man.
Yeah. And it's not always pretty. I feel like people think like, oh, y'all are such great friends. Everything is so good. But like, it's not always pretty. Like my best friend, we've been best friends for 20 years old. We've been best friends for some decades and some change at this point. Like at all.
For how long?
None of your business. Old self. She just gonna call somebody out with their age. Mind your business. Okay. But no, for real, like we didn't talk for almost 2 years. And we had fell out completely and all of that stuff. And one night it was about 4 o'clock in the morning and we both happened to be on Snapchat and we just talked it all out and talked it all out and talked it all out. And to this day, like that's my dog. Like I don't care what you ain't gonna say it to me about her. I don't care how you feel. That's my friend. Like a whole doctor out here. She likes to say she's a nurse. She's a doctor. That's my girl. So let me ask y'all, okay? This is gonna be a little thinker. Who is y'all's favorite a TV show or movie bestie group that y'all just think is so cute?
You said they have to be group?
They could be 2 people or whatever, but just like besties that you, when you saw them, you was like, oh, like this makes me miss my friends. I just want to ratchet stuff with my friends.
Here's the thing, y'all. Because I was thinking long and hard when I first saw it. I was thinking about like some shows like recently, and I was like, they have no good like female friendships to me. None at all. I feel like every single show that I thought of, like, dang, all them toxic. So I couldn't think of when I had to go like, let me think about some old shows. I just thought that was sad. But yeah.
So for me, I thought about Whitley and Kim.
Oh,
I need to say that.
If you said that, and so I feel like they went through their times or whatever. You'd have disagreements or whatever. But one of the moments it definitely was when Kim saw Dwayne. You know what I'm saying? Like calling him on his stuff. When he went out with that girl, she saw it. It's like, hold tight. I'm gonna need you to tell her like what happened. First of all, let me ask you the question. I ain't just going to my girl with the info. You know, what's the tea? And are you gonna tell her? Because either you gonna do it or I'm gonna do it. And I think that's a real thing. Now, mind you, she still got caught up because Whitley like she's talking about that's not her, okay? And Whitley like, how you know? But she still, regardless to the fact, that's what was up. I loved how that relationship grew because it wasn't ideal. It really wasn't initially. Yeah, but so that's one, and I think that was one that wasn't even toxic, so to speak. They stayed true to each other, I feel.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. What you think, Jalen? What you thinking?
I was gonna say a different world. I like that friendship group. It's funny because when I got ready to go to college, I thought that's how college really was gonna be, and I was disappointed when it didn't come out like that. But I will say, like, that friendship group, it made college more interesting, more supportive. It gave you all the emotions that you do experience in college. It was their story, and then you create your own story. And so I will say, my friends that I met in college, some I'm still friends with, some we decided to go our separate ways. That made me the Jalen that I am today. And so if I could ever pick some TV besties, I would be besties with them.
I'm trying to think. Okay, y'all, don't laugh. My movie besties. I love and Denise. Let me tell y'all why. Because they were like, you know what? My sister got a dream. Okay, that girl couldn't dance a lick, but she was like, "I'm riding with you, friend. Let's go. Let's make your dreams come true." It was just a fairy tale. It was a little fairy tale, and they were super supportive. They had each other's back, and I like that. Like even when she was like, "Sis, I'm trying to tell you about this man. Something ain't right with him." She was like, "You know what, girl? You might be right." I just love their friendship. They didn't have to water each other down or any of that. Like you watch them grow together into these little sophisticated whatevers. I love that. Their friendship is everything.
That's the true definition of that's my friend and I'm gonna stick beside her.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
I say I would probably pick some of the friendships on Living Single. I like them.
That is a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
Except for the part where they just walking up in her house. I don't like that. Yeah, living single that's a good one, Zaria.
Yeah, that is good.
I like them.
In a 90s
kind of world, I'm glad I got
keep your head up. That's right. We never did.
Okay, Flora Pearl theme song.
With my homegirl standing to my left and my right, shoot blue. You know what I really love about that show? And this is off the topic of friendship, right? I feel like they did not give Overton enough flowers. That was a black king, okay? Overton loves him some Sinclair James, baby. Loves him some Sinclair. I feel like they did not give that man his flowers.
I love Kyle too, but yeah.
I do love Kyle. I wish Maxine would have stopped playing with my mans because he was a smooth little something. He was.
That
he
part.
Was. All right, y'all, you ready?
Yes.
All right. This week we're going to say it's okay, Black girl. It is okay, Black girl, if a long-term friendship ends. Own up to your part, accept the apology from the other party if it's given, and move on with no shade, hate, or hard feeling.
Agreed.
I felt that thing. Because y'all know my motto, if you go low, I'm going to high five Satan. So that's a big one for me. It's okay. Karma will get them. Be patient.
So let me ask you this. In the process of those friendships ending, is it okay to handle them like breakups, like grieve, and then work your way and move on?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to.
I think it's the same, Jalen. It goes back to when you talk about relationships are relationships. It's the same. The wrong way to do it is the I don't care, I didn't really care, whatever, it didn't matter. No, I feel like you should own how you feeling. The same thing you just said, own up to your part, but also own your feelings. Apologize to yourself even. I'm learning that more and more, that it's not even just about the other person or even forgiving the other person so much so than it is even to forgive yourself for what you felt like you did or didn't do correct or whatever the case may be. And give yourself time to process through it. Be okay.
Yeah. And that's if you truly care. Like what I've learned about myself is with everything that I've kind of seen in life and been through and all of like the whatever, I'm one of those people where if you kind of show me who you are, I'm good on you. Like it's an immediate, it's a no feeling. It's like a you never existed type of thing for me. It's really actually awful how bad I can
really is like that too.
When she said that I'm feelings and she's not feelings, she was being for real.
It's like I could love you on a Monday. By Monday at 7 p.m., I don't even know who you are anymore. You have ceased to exist. I have deleted every photo of you ever in my life. People be like, how's so-and-so? I'll be like, who is that? Because at that point in time, if I have to let a friendship go, I've already spent too much energy trying to save it, trying to figure out how I can be and do. Nobody got time for all that. Nobody got time for all that. And when you lose people that matter to you, like when my brother passed, I realized everything else, all that other stuff is irrelevant. This is a root. You a leaf. Baby, leaves grow back. Roots don't. So, okay, moving on. Yeah. Ain't no hard feelings. I just don't know you, baby.
That's good.
But it's not wrong to grieve at all. Grieve it. Own your part into it. Don't let them put more on you. Like, oh, if you would have, we could have. Because first of all, we not dating. That's what it comes. We not dating. Well, we is friends. I'm not supposed to take on all your emotional whatever. You got to do your part too. So grieve it. Own your part into it and move on. Like that's not the friendship that's serving you, and that's okay.
And create those healthy boundaries too. Now that don't mean we back and forth with friendships. Now, if that's how you going, that's a wrap.
Yeah, they know all the best parties or they got the connections, baby. Connect by yourself. Like learn to connect with people on your own.
Yeah, and sometimes people, they stay connected because you may think like they know certain things about you type deal. And I'm just like, if that's what you about, if that's what you're doing, I'm gonna let that be what it is and it's gonna show itself. You basically, if you talking like that, you running your mouth, people gonna see you for who you are. I'm gonna stay over here and I'm gonna keep it cute and keep pushing, but I'm not gonna remain friends with someone just because they may know certain stuff.
Yeah.
If you saying something you shouldn't about me, that's gonna be on you. That's just how I look at that. Because I'm not over here doing that. Hey,
be careful because you don't know who know me. You might want to be very careful. Watch your
my ancestors love me.
Hey, big. What'd you say, Zaria?
No, I said because I was hesitant on saying it or not, but it's still my experience regardless or not. I feel like for some people it takes like a big thing to really occur to really get them to that point. Because I remember for me, I really used to think that I had to hold on to a lot of people, and like y'all said, for certain reasons, like if this person helped me through this, like I feel like if we fall out, I gotta be the one to apologize, even if I feel like I wasn't in the wrong, because this person helps me out with this or da 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 da. And I was like, there was a particular incident that happened with me where it was a person that I was close with, and like they helped me with my feelings. I never really used to handle my feelings on my own. Like if I freaked out, I would have to go to that person and like really, they would have to calm me down. And I was so scared of losing that person. It was becoming very like I was dependent on them. When like that particular person tossed me to the side so easily, I can honestly say that changed me, like the way that I think about relationships. Because I was like, ever since then, my whole mindset was like, if anybody drops you, like it's like you gotta at least be like at least strong in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and like, you have to literally, I get it, this person's important to you, but if they like randomly decide like I don't mess with you, like you gonna have to go about it. And I was like, I was talking to this other person who I don't talk to anymore either. I was really like upset about it, and he was like, well, you're gonna have to learn how to handle your feelings on your own. And ever since then, I was like, that's what I've been doing, and I am very proud of myself for finally learning that. I know.
And that's what I was gonna add in. Look at that relationship, Zaria, because I experienced the same thing of a friend, and like I don't think she realized how much she meant to me in that situation. Like I don't think she realized how much I depended on her, because I had went through a very pivotal part of my life, and she was that person where I would call her in the morning, or she would call me in the morning, and she would check on me, and so we just reached the end of the road of our friendship. And like I tried to front like I wasn't upset. But my parents knew I was upset. And one thing that my sister said, which was surprising, she said, take that situation, take that relationship, and take the positive part out of it. And I said, well, I can't really see a positive part of it. And she said, it helped you become the Jalen now. You're not the Jalen you was when you started. And you still have to grow into the Jalen you're supposed to be when you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. But you're not the same one that you were when you were younger, because I'm not going to tell my age.
You already told it. Right. Earlier. Anyway.
I'm 21.
You be forgetting. No, that's not what you said.
I thought you was 22 last week.
Sorry, that relationship helps you, for you to be vulnerable and share that. It's telling others like that's what you needed to go through to be the Zaria that you are today. And you're going to experience some more relationships. My dad loves to say that you're going to experience some more toxic ones, because that's helping you get through that next test. And life is going to life. You just have to know how to get on that horse and ride that life till the wheels fall off.
I love that. And you know she needed it because she rocking. So
I know, right?
Yeah, I guess I have like 2 points to that. Like, first of all, Zaria, thank you for sharing, because I know it's not easy to say, you know, how you feeling about stuff when stuff makes you feel away. It's kind of hard to. So thank you for your transparency, boo. You made me think about 2 things. I told y'all I screenshot quotes. There's this one in my phone, and it says, most of your friendships are trauma bonds. That's why they never support you. Your growth means they can't emotionally attach to your weakness anymore. That's not love.
Oh my God.
Baby, when I saw that, I said, let me put it on the shirt.
Can you repeat that?
Y'all.
Lisa, I feel like you just stepped on my toes.
Repeat that.
You just stepped on my toes.
No, baby, I stepped on my toes, because y'all know we talk at work, so y'all know how I had to let a few things go. Miss Humphrey last week, I'm talking about 8 a.m. having a panic attack type situation. But no.
Wait, you didn't call me.
I did. I called you twice. You didn't answer. We'll get there. It says, quote, most of your friendships are trauma bonds. That's why they never support you. Your growth means they can't emotionally attach to your weaknesses anymore. That's not love. So last week, y'all, or not even last week, there was one week I was in the office and I told Miss Humphrey about William, my cousins. I got 2 cousins, A and Jamay. That's what we're going to call Jamay. And Jamay reminds you of Freddie from Different World. Always happy and bright and excited. Back when me and A was going through our stuff, we didn't care for that energy. So she was always happy and bright. And we would literally say to her, like, you're getting on our nerves. Why are you so happy? And so one day we realized, like, it's messed up that her joy upset our demons so much that we didn't want her around us and she was happy. Now we all big girl healing, and we can be like, like, sis, we was mad at you for no reason. Like, we sorry. And she's like, oh, I didn't take offense to it because I know y'all were hurting. Like, I knew y'all wasn't right. So I just detached until y'all was ready to come back and act like y'all got some sense. And that was like, we in a different space, right? We gave each other that grace, and we released those trauma bonds that we had that kept us connected to our pain. And we was like, let's step into this next season. Let's step into this next thing. And so when Z was talking about relying on someone for her emotions, at that point, Zara, when that person said to you, like, oh, you got to handle them on your own, they were equipping you, like Jalen said, to be your next best self. I tell anybody who asks, you are your longest commitment. Caskets don't come with bunk beds. Like, you came here by yourself. You got to learn to roll out by yourself. And that's where the main character syndrome comes from. I am my best friend. Me and me, the three of me, we be chilling, having a good time. And that helps for when you have people have to walk out your life, or when you have to make the decision of, is this relationship worth it? Like, I tell people all the time, they think I be joking, I mean it. My boyfriend can come or go, and I'm be good. It's gonna hurt in private, but it's not gonna tear me apart. And that's how I know I'm able to love him in a healthy way. My friends, they can come and go, but I'm able to love them in a healthy way because I don't hold them to that. You didn't call me today. You didn't answer the phone. We're supposed to dress alike. Your hair's not like mine. You're this. That's silly behavior.
Yeah,
that's
good.
So it's okay, Black girl.
Getting to that point.
Terrifying, baby. Terrifying. All right, y'all. I know we do this all throughout the episode, but we might as well continue it. Let's live life and give life, okay? So let's speak life into one another. What we got?
It's gonna come off mean, but it's really not mean. It's check yourself. Trust yourself. You got this. And I'm not just saying that to y'all. I'm saying that to me too. Check yourself. Trust yourself. You got this.
I love that. Put it on a t-shirt. Anyone else?
Allow yourself to be patient with yourself and know that you're worthy of your existence. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, and I mean that. Knowing that your space here, it matters in such a deep way. It really does. Within yourself, just knowing that your space, your moment in this time-space reality, it means something. Yeah.
Oh, so we just saying quote?
Yeah, live life, give life.
So we're not really saying it to each other?
We could just say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to make sure.
She had to mess up the flow.
No, I love it because I ain't gonna make sure we having a good time, baby.
I had to make sure, y'all.
She said we're gonna lead us on a high note.
Oh yeah, you let her do it. She gonna make sure you're correct. She bring it back.
Knock on this door. I'm sorry, y'all. The kids is yelling, so it's the life of a single first daughter mother. Okay, I'm out here just trying to make it, people. Just trying to make it.
For the single mother daughter.
B-A-B-Y. Like, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying.
I like that song. This goes out to all my baby mamas. I got love for all.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
I was like, ooh. I was trying to find one trying to like really sound intelligent.
Just say what you gonna say, child.
I was just gonna go with my like everyday line where I be like everything happens for a reason. But
that's actually really smart.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll say that one then.
That is not how we got to end this.
No, explaining it. With it,
I
had to
any day now.
Wait, I'm trying to think of it. Like, I hate that we have to decide.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead, Nisa. Give her time. You're gonna end it, but give her time and then come back.
She can end it. I guess I would say if we have to live life, give life this week. It's from I am Shalise, okay, on the Twitter, the bird tweet. She says you don't owe anyone an explanation for how you choose to protect your peace. And I feel like that's for Black girls everywhere. You don't, and you don't. And that hits for me because this week I felt like I had a moment where I had to truly reach out to the people who know me best and be like, look, y'all, this is kind of what's going on. Am I, whatever. And they was like, girl, no. And so I put my big girl Fenty on and I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't. You don't owe anyone an explanation how you choose to protect your peace.
I love that.
Love a good quote.
Yeah.
I would say everything happens for a reason. Yeah, I think it's just my line because I say it all the time. Where I'm just like everything happens for a reason. I don't know. I don't have I feel like I'm supposed to have this deep reason for why I chose it, but it's like I just say that every day.
What's it do for you? I guess like when you say it, what does it do for you? Because you say it for a reason.
Like I guess even with different relationships or not even relationships, just the different things. Period. If you experience like a failure moment, which I'm not even gonna lie, like I used to have it's still there a little bit, like a fear of like failure, where I'm like if you fail at something, I used to think that it was like the end of the world. When I really thought about it, it's really just the universe, whatever, being like, this just wasn't Yeah.
We're following you though. We're following.
When different stuff would occur, you would think, okay, so I'm not meant to do this, right? Everything happens for a reason. I feel like it's like, not that you weren't meant to do it, you just weren't meant to do it now.
There it is. You found it. Absolutely. It connects to that piece, Daria, where they say if you were to get something now, like let's say you right now, you're like, Mom, I want ice cream, and you haven't eaten dinner yet. If she gives you the ice cream, it's going to spoil your dinner. So everything happens for a reason, because if you get it when you're not supposed to get it, you won't appreciate it.
Would you take care of it? You hit it. You hit it on. You wrapped up the whole podcast with that. Everything happens for a reason.
She wrapped it up like a fresh silk press. Period.
That part.
And
that's my friend. Go, Nisa.
Ladies, all right. First of all, we did it. Episode 3. We are closing it out, okay? And I know I'm gonna say this every episode. I don't care. I think this is my favorite one. So we want to thank you all for taking the time out to listen. Stay tuned for episode 4, because we're gonna really get into some conversation for real. Y'all thought this one was good, and the last one was good, and the last one was good. We're only getting better. So we will see you all next time on the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. Peace.